Hi, my name is Mailan, and today we're talking about business etiquette in Japan, Mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the US. So let's take a look at a map. Here's Japan, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the US. So let's begin. First we have Japan. Japanese business etiquette is iconic and well respected around the world. This etiquette is closely mirrored to America and European countries, including their politeness and good manners. However, Japan sets themselves apart with the formality and ritual of exchanging cards. Business cards, I mean. In addition, they place a high level of value on etiquette. It is highly sophisticated and is world-renowned. First, we have introductions. It is automatic to begin with a bow with your back straight and hands on your side. As you see in the picture, the lower you bow, the more respect you give to the other person. If they initiate a handshake, then proceed. This is probably someone with higher rank. Within Japanese meeting and interaction, both Japanese and English are used. Business card is essential in Japanese business etiquette. You begin by offering a card, Japanese side facing up towards the recipient with two hands. Cards are presented in an order. The highest ranked official is at the end. Once handed, it's polite to examine the card as a sign of respect and valuing the other person. Immediately, the card is stored inside a business card holder. Posture and punctuality. They are very polite, in position, quiet, and reserved. Punctuality is crucial. Make sure to arrive at least 10 minutes prior. If you're arriving late, it is polite to call at least 1 to 2 hours prior to reschedule. The agenda. They plan an exact agenda. So if they say they're going to finish at 3 p.m., then they will finish at 3 p.m. and no later. Gifts are not mandatory, but it could be presented during the meeting. Next we have is Mainland China. Business etiquette in China embraces Confucianism. They aim to have a harmonious relation with the other party. This showcases proper behavior including respect, duty, and loyalty. This country plays a key role in the next two locations. When it comes to introduction, it is formal. They address one another with a formal title, though the nickname may be adapted in order to help with Westerners. In China, it is expected to have a firm handshake and not to shake vigorously. Though the majority of the people in China speak standard Chinese, when it comes to business, it's English. Business cards are exchanged at an initial meeting. Chinese businesses will carry a small card case. The key role here is to never write on the business card or to put it in your wallet. Generally, the business cards have English on one side and the other side simply Chinese or traditional Chinese. Their posture is very calm and collective, extremely controlled. When it comes to speaking, they refrain from using their hand gestures. Punctuality, they are on time. If you are not on time, you are insulting them. The agenda. It is required to send out an agenda prior to the meeting. It follows the outline closely in order to keep the meeting flowing smoothly. China's meeting is unique because the meeting generally focuses on the core issues first and then work towards the minor issue. Gifts. In China, they have a philosophy to never be in debt with the giver, so reciprocate a gift if you were given one. Some notes in China is that they do not like physical touching, only exception when they're guiding the guests, but generally even though you would just be touching the cuffs or the sleeves. This is not mentioned during meals. Next we have is Hong Kong. Since China has allowed Hong Kong to establish their own government, the businessmen and women in the country kept familiar customs but adapted new ones as well. Hong Kong is special because many foreign businessmen and women use the territory as a platform of working with other companies. The business climate is very wide open and have limited government involvement. They are very similar to US when it comes to being concerned of making money. Introductions. Hong Kongers mostly address one another with their Chinese name, generational name first, and then their name. However, people can also address the party with the title and family name. Nicknames are used for Westerners. People with higher rank, eldest, are introduced first before lower rank. Handshake is the most common form of greeting. They use both Chinese and English. Business cards are exchanged right after handshake with both hands. The writing is face upward for the recipient to read. Examine the card and then place it in the card case. Once again, these cards have English on one side and Chinese on the other side. Posture. They may stand close to you, but they were reserved and uncomfortable with body contact, so never point. Punctuality. They're extremely expected to be on time. They also allow courtesy time of 30 minutes if someone is late. Agenda. They work like an American. They negotiate slowly and have rounds of debates before they reach a compromise. Gifts. They really like handwritten letters or cards after business dinners or socials. Some keynote is that while doing business in Hong Kong, a person should really consider feng shui in every part of the process because Hong Kongers are highly afraid of being in trouble with the spirits. Next we have is Taiwan. Taiwan is a country that broke off from mainland China, so naturally they kept some of China's business etiquette. The largest aspect is the adaptation of Confucian ideas. The country aims to be friendly and treat others with respect. What separates Taiwan from the other country is the heavy belief in superstition, and it affects business. When it comes to greeting, it's generally greet the elder first, and then other people. This includes bowing and looking towards the ground. This is important because it shows a sign of respect. People in Taiwan generally address people by their Chinese name, which has three components. First is their surname and then their personal name. Just like in mainland China, a nickname may be used when speaking to foreigners. Taiwan adapted semi-Western ideals like handshake, so they use handshake when they see foreigners. The language in Taiwan is Mandarin Chinese, but when it comes to business, it is English. Business cards are generally handed to a recipient with both hands and typeface facing them. These business cards have great value and care for as a sign of respect. What's unique about these business cards is that English and Chinese are written on one side or the other. Posture. They're very conservative and professional, not too loud, and have very controlled emotions. Punctuality is a virtue. They are easy to schedule at any organizational level. In the agenda, they divide topics into segments for presentation. The meeting itself is more relaxed and loose with time. It is fine to go over time allocated. Gifts are generally reciprocated, and they're not really considered as a bribe. Within all the Asian countries, mainland China, Hong Kong, Japan, and Taiwan practice the concept of faith, where they put on an emphasis on combination of social standing, reputation, influence, dignity, and honor. If they fail to uphold these standards, they are lower face, just as bring shame. For instance, their peers may look down on them. The only way to redeem is the saving face, which is no sharing, being calm, patient. They have adopted Confucianism. Next we have is the US. The United States business etiquette is quite relaxed compared to the previous Asian countries. Do not get me wrong, it's not like surfing on the beach in Hawaii. Businessmen and women generally take a friendlier and informal approach, and compared to the other countries I mentioned, it might come off rude. Meetings are generally have a relaxed atmosphere, but they have serious content. Greetings are casual. Generally, they are referred to one another on a first name basis. This includes a firm handshake and a hello with a smile. It is firm, brief, and confident. Titles are optional. The language here, obviously, is English. But of course, business can be spoken in other languages too. Unlike Japan, business cards are not given out as a ritual form. It is casually given and stored away in pockets or wallet. We see the transaction of business cards more during networking. Networking is the key, as Dr. Schmidt would say. Posture. They are confident and strong, but friendly and a little more laid back than the other Asian countries. Punctuality. It is important to arrive at these meetings and appointments on time. Depending on the geographic area, the need to be prompt and timely might differ a little bit. The agenda. They tend to follow the agenda, and participation in meeting is important. Meetings generally end with a summary and action plan for the participation to do. Gifts are not required, and it's not really in our custom, and could be considered as a gesture of Bible. But a thank you email or a card is nice. Some key facts about America is that American businesses are generally direct and like to get straight to the point. The goal of the meetings are generally to get a contract signed rather than building a relationship. It is common to speak about business over a meal, and we ask a lot of questions. So that concludes my presentation, and here is my team participation, and here are my researchers. Thank you for spending time with me.